We got to talk about this. This story is absolutely unbelievable. Matt Fisher, who is on the BS of A here on this very network, GBTV, soon to be The Blaze. He is a really funny guy, and he's in a lot of the sketches with Brian Sack. He writes this story on his blog, and it's becoming an international story right now. The Blaze has it if you want to read it more, but reading his blog, I read it last night. It's been reported all over the world today. And these are in his words. On June 19th, 2010, my sister was driving in Baltimore when her car was struck by another car and she was killed. The other driver had run a red light and hit my sister as she crossed the intersection on the green light. Now, I don't discount the possibility that Katie was at fault in the accident, but it never really looked that way. The only witness who gave a statement on the day said that Katie had the light, etc. The totality of the evidence left some room for argument, but that will be the case anytime there's a catastrophic car accident that doesn't happen underneath an array of video cameras. One indication that the case was pretty much open and shut was that the other guy's insurance company looked at the situation and settled with my sister's estate basically immediately. Now, because the other driver was underinsured, that payment didn't amount to much, but my sister carried a policy with Progressive against the possibility of an accident with an uninsured driver. So Progressive was now on the hook for the difference between the other guy's insurance and the value of Katie's policy. Again, Katie, his sister, now deceased.
So this is where Flo comes in and fixes the whole thing for her.
That's what would happen in a commercial.
Yeah, Flo comes in and compares other insurance prices. Of course, she didn't need to do that because he's already got the insurance. So this is where Flo comes in and just tells them where to get their car fixed or where to pick up their cash.
Apparently so.
Whatever the deal is.
At which point, we learned the first surprising thing about Progressive. Carrying Progressive insurance and getting into an accident does not entitle you to the value of your insurance policy.
Wait, what?
It just pisses off Progressive's lawyers. Here, I address you, prospective Progressive insurance customers. Someday, when you will have an accident, I promise there will be enough wiggle room for your Progressive's bottomless stack of in-house attorneys to make a court case out of it and to hammer at that court case until you or your surviving loved ones run out of money, which is what Progressive decided to do to my family. In hopes that a jury would hang or decide that the accident was her fault, they refused to pay the policy to my sister's estate. Out of a sense of honor and out of the sense of the cost of my sister's outstanding student loans, my folks opted to try to go after the money through legal channels, at which point they learned another delightful thing. In Maryland, you may not sue an insurance company when they refuse to fork over your money. Instead, what they had to do was sue the guy who killed my sister, establish his negligence in court, and then leverage that decision into forcing Progressive to pay the policy. So he's got to go back, relive this entire thing by suing the family, which they did not want to do. And he explains this. Now, my parents don't harbor much venom for the guy who killed my sister. It was an accident, and kicking that guy around won't bring Katie back. But kicking that guy around was the only way to get Progressive to pay. So they filed a civil suit against the other driver in hopes that rather than going to court, Progressive would settle. Progressive did not. Progressive made a series of offers, never higher than 1/3 of the amount they owe, and then let it go to trial. This is where it gets so awful. At the trial.
Wow, it's not yet?
No.
Oh, because
it's pretty bad.
I was under the mistaken impression that it was already awful.
It actually gets much worse in the next two sentences. At the trial, the guy who killed my sister was defended by Progressive's legal team.
Oh, my gosh.
Jeez.
If you are insured by Progressive and they owe you money, they will defend your killer in court in order to not pay you on your policy.
That's amazing.
So they paid money to Progressive all this time, legitimately should have been paid on this policy. And so they could avoid paying, actually took up the side of the person who killed their customer.
This has to be